Have you ever looked at someone who built extraordinary wealth and quietly asked yourself a simple question? What do they know that I don't? Is there a hidden formula that only a few people discover? Or is becoming wealthy simply a matter of luck, privilege, or being born into the right family? For centuries, people have searched for the answer, yet the truth has always remained surprisingly simple. A millionaire is not created the day money appears in a bank account. A millionaire is created years before anyone notices, inside the mind, through thousands of invisible decisions, disciplined habits, and beliefs that quietly shape an entirely different future. Every fortune begins with a thought. Every empire begins with an idea. And every extraordinary life begins with a decision that refuses to surrender. Today, you are not simply listening to another motivational speech. You are stepping into a new way of thinking. By the end of this journey, you may discover that the greatest investment you will ever make is not in stocks, real estate, cryptocurrency, or business. The greatest investment is the one you make in your own mind, because every dollar you earn in life first passes through the quality of your thinking. Before we continue, take just a moment to support this channel. If you enjoy deep audiobooks about wealth, success, psychology, and powerful life lessons, make sure you subscribe, press the notification bell, and leave a like because your support helps us create more life-changing content for people around the world. Now find a quiet place, relax your mind, and allow these ideas to reshape the way you see money forever. Imagine two people standing at exactly the same starting line. They are the same age, they receive similar education, they grow up in similar neighborhoods, and both begin with almost the same amount of money. 10 years later, one is financially free while the other continues living paycheck to paycheck. 20 years later, one owns businesses, investments, and valuable assets, while the other still blames inflation, the economy, politicians, or bad luck. What changed? The answer is rarely intelligence because many brilliant people remain poor. It is rarely opportunity because opportunities exist everywhere for those prepared to recognize them. The difference is the mindset through which each person views the world. One sees obstacles while the other sees lessons. One spends first and saves later, while the other invests first and spends what remains. One waits for permission, while the other quietly begins. This invisible difference compounds every single day until two lives that once looked identical become completely different. Most people believe money changes people. In reality, money simply reveals who they already were. Give a generous person $1 million and they often become even more generous. Give an irresponsible person the same amount, and they may lose everything within a few years. Wealth amplifies habits instead of creating them. That is why the journey toward becoming wealthy begins long before the first large paycheck arrives. It begins the moment you decide that your future will no longer be controlled by excuses, fear, or temporary comfort. The average mind searches for entertainment, while the millionaire mind searches for education. The average person finishes work and immediately looks for distraction. Hours disappear scrolling through endless videos, meaningless arguments, and temporary pleasures. Meanwhile, someone else spends those same hours learning a valuable skill, reading a powerful book, studying successful businesses, or understanding how money truly works. At first, the difference seems insignificant because both people wake up the next morning appearing exactly the same. Yet after 5 years, the gap becomes impossible to ignore. Small daily improvements quietly become extraordinary results. One of the greatest myths about wealth is that rich people never fail. The truth is exactly the opposite. Every successful entrepreneur, investor, and leader has experienced painful failures that most people never see. Businesses collapse, investments lose money, partnerships break apart, products fail, critics laugh, dreams fall apart. Yet wealthy thinkers treat failure differently. They do not ask, "Why did this happen to me?" Instead, they ask, "What is this experience trying to teach me?" That single question transforms pain into progress. Failure becomes tuition instead of tragedy. Imagine a young man who dreams of starting his own business. He spends months planning every detail, launches with excitement, and within a year, everything collapses. Friends quietly say he was foolish. Family members encourage him to find a safe job. Society labels him unsuccessful. But inside that failure, he has learned more about sales, customers, marketing, leadership, negotiation, and resilience than many people learn in an entire decade. If he chooses to continue, those painful lessons become the foundation of future success. If he quits, those lessons become permanent regret. The event remains the same, but the mindset determines the outcome. Millionaires understand something that schools rarely teach. Income is important, but assets are life-changing. Many people spend their entire lives working only for income. Every month they receive money, and every month it disappears through expenses. Wealthy people gradually build assets that continue producing income even while they sleep. A business, investments, intellectual property, valuable skills, or carefully chosen real estate become silent workers operating 24 hours a day. Eventually, their money begins working harder than they do. This is why financial freedom is never about earning the highest salary. It is about owning things that continue creating value long after today's work has ended. Discipline often appears boring, yet it quietly builds extraordinary lives. Imagine planting 2 tiny seeds. Every day you water one while ignoring the other. For weeks, nothing dramatic happens. Both patches of soil look almost identical. Someone walking past would probably laugh at your patience because there seems to be no visible reward. Then one morning a green shoot breaks through the surface. Months later it becomes a strong tree producing shade and fruit for years to come. Wealth grows in exactly the same way. Daily discipline seems invisible until one day everyone suddenly calls you lucky. Another secret of the millionaire mindset is learning to delay gratification. Society encourages immediate pleasure. Buy now, pay later, upgrade again, impress strangers, chase status. But truly wealthy individuals often ask a different question before making any purchase. Will this decision increase my future freedom or reduce it? That single question protects them from countless financial mistakes. They understand that temporary excitement fades quickly, while smart investments continue rewarding them for years. There is also an emotional side to wealth that few people discuss. Many individuals secretly believe they do not deserve abundance. Childhood experiences, negative comments, repeated failures, or constant comparisons create invisible beliefs that quietly control future decisions. Someone may consciously want financial success while subconsciously fearing responsibility, criticism, or change. Until those hidden beliefs are challenged, external circumstances rarely improve for long. The millionaire mindset begins by replacing limiting stories with empowering ones. Instead of saying, "People like me never become wealthy," it asks, "Why not me? What can I learn today that moves me one step closer?" Time is another currency that wealthy thinkers protect with incredible care. Every person receives the same 24 hours each day, yet the results are dramatically different. The greatest transformation in life rarely begins with a dramatic event. It begins with a quiet decision that almost nobody notices. It is the decision to stop blaming circumstances and start taking complete responsibility for your future. That decision is uncomfortable because it removes every excuse. You can no longer point at your parents, your education, your country, your employer, or your past. From that moment forward, your future becomes the result of your choices, your habits, and your willingness to grow. This is where the true millionaire mindset is born. Wealth is never attracted to people who constantly complain. Wealth is attracted to people who consistently create value, solve problems, and continue moving forward even when life becomes difficult. Think about every great company that exists today. At one point, it was nothing more than an idea inside someone's mind. Nobody believed in it. Nobody invested in it. Nobody celebrated it. The person behind it faced rejection after rejection, but they understood something that ordinary people often forget. Every no brings you closer to the right yes. Every obstacle teaches a lesson that success could never teach. Every setback builds emotional strength that becomes priceless in the future. The millionaire mindset understands that confidence is not something you are born with. Confidence is built through action. Every time you keep a promise to yourself, your confidence grows. Every time you finish something you started, your confidence grows. Every time you face fear, instead of running away from it, your confidence grows stronger. Eventually, you begin trusting yourself more than your doubts, and that changes everything. One of the biggest differences between wealthy thinkers and average thinkers is the way they react to uncertainty. Most people wait until they feel completely ready before taking action. The millionaire understands that nobody ever feels completely ready. There will always be unanswered questions, unexpected challenges, and moments of fear. Instead of waiting for certainty, they learn while moving. They improve through experience instead of endless preparation. Action becomes their greatest teacher. Another invisible habit separates successful people from everyone else. They guard their environment carefully. They know that the people they spend time with slowly shape their beliefs, ambitions, and expectations. Spend enough time around people who complain about money, and eventually you begin believing that financial success is impossible. Spend enough time around people who constantly learn, build, invest, and improve themselves, and your own standards begin to rise naturally. Energy is contagious. So are beliefs. The millionaire mindset also understands the incredible power of patience. Modern society celebrates overnight success, but almost every so-called overnight success has years of invisible effort behind it. While the world slept, someone kept learning. While others wasted weekends, someone kept building. While critics laughed, someone kept improving. Success often appears suddenly to the outside world, but it is almost always the result of thousands of quiet days that nobody ever saw. Imagine planting an oak tree. During the first few years, it appears small and fragile. Yet beneath the ground, an enormous root system is developing. If someone judged its future only by what they could see above the surface, they would completely misunderstand its potential. Human success follows the same principle. Your invisible habits are creating roots that will eventually support visible success. Fear will always appear before opportunity. Fear whispers that you are too late, too inexperienced, too old, too young, or simply not good enough. The millionaire mindset has learned that fear is often standing at the doorway of growth. Every major breakthrough in life exists just beyond the point where most people decide to quit. That is why persistence becomes a competitive advantage. When others stop, you continue. When others doubt, you keep learning. When others complain, you keep creating. Gratitude is another habit that wealthy people quietly develop. This may sound surprising because many believe ambition and gratitude cannot exist together. The truth is exactly the opposite. Gratitude creates peace with the present, while ambition creates excitement for the future. A grateful person does not stop dreaming bigger. They simply refuse to become miserable while chasing those dreams. Never compare your beginning to someone else's middle. Every successful person started with uncertainty. Every expert was once a beginner. Every millionaire once had their first dollar. The only comparison that truly matters is whether today's version of you is becoming stronger, wiser, and more disciplined than yesterday's version. Money itself is neutral. It simply amplifies character. If you become kind before wealth arrives, wealth allows you to help more people. If you become disciplined before wealth arrives, wealth allows you to build even greater opportunities. That is why building your character is more important than chasing money. Character attracts trust, and trust creates opportunity. As this journey comes to an end, remember one simple truth. Your future is being written today, not tomorrow, not next year. Today. Every decision you make becomes a vote for the person you are becoming. Every book you read, every skill you learn, every dollar you invest wisely, every distraction you avoid, and every promise you keep to yourself is shaping a future that only you can create. There may be moments when progress feels invisible. There may be days when it seems as though nothing is changing. Do not let appearances deceive you. The strongest transformations happen quietly. Just as the sun rises 1 degree at a time, your future is changing with every disciplined action you take. Stay consistent. Stay patient. Stay hungry for knowledge. Those who refuse to quit often achieve what others believe is impossible. Years from now, when you look back at this chapter of your life, you may realize that the greatest investment you ever made was not in the stock market, not in real estate, and not even in a business. It was the investment you made in your own mind. Because once your mindset changes, your decisions change. When your decisions change, your habits change. When your habits change, your future changes. And when your future changes, your entire life changes. So as you leave this audio today, ask yourself one final question. What kind of person do I need to become in order to create the life I truly desire? Write the answer in your heart, then begin becoming that person one day at a time. Remember, millionaires are not defined by the amount of money they own. They are defined by the quality of the decisions they make when nobody is watching. If this audio inspired you, don't let it end here. Take one lesson from today's journey and apply it before the day is over. Action is what transforms knowledge into results. And if you found value in this audiobook, please take a moment to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications so you never miss our next journey into wealth, psychology, success, and personal growth. Your support allows this community to grow and helps us continue creating powerful content that can change lives around the world.